The question before us is this bridge tax. And we would argue that it's not really a bridge tax. That's an interesting term of art, but it's a tax. How do you have an election in September, let's pick a month, September, but still continues on 9 months afterwards? That's called a budget year. And if you're saying no, if the voters say no in September to raising taxes, but it continues on for 9 months, that flies in the face of actually giving the voters a decision, doesn't it? You say, we want you just to verify this. They say no, and then they're in effect for another year, and then you've got another budget year to decide, and yet the voters are denied the right, as even the governor had said in January, that he wanted to put taxes before the voters. And we were led to believe that all that was before us was allowing the people to decide, but somewhere from January to the May revision to now, the goalposts have been moved, and it's no longer just letting the people decide. It's, oh, we just can't save enough money, and oh, by the way, we've rolled back $2.5 billion, thank you, since March. $2.5 billion we as a legislature in actions today was 1.1 billion. We have an appetite to grow government. We don't have an appetite to cut back government, but we want to go to the voters. And by the way, you change the goalposts with us, but then you go to the voters and say, we want you to verify these taxes. We want you to codify these. But if you say no, it's still going to cost you for another 9 months. By the way, these are the same taxes the voters said no to just 2 years ago. So how many times do we have to ask them the question? How many times do we ignore the answer? How many times do we ignore the opportunity to scale back government to a sustainable level? Treasurer Lockyer and credit agencies have said there must at least be trigger reductions that take effect if the taxes fail. But from what I've seen here today, the Democrats have no plan for that. So what do you do when the voters say no? Because I've seen no poll out there. I've heard nobody in my district, at least in any large amount, saying they want to support taxes. And yet that's all we keep doing around here because we can't bear to make any more cuts, even with increasing revenues, with less cuts have to make. There are Republican votes to put this on the ballot for the people to decide. There are no Republican votes to put up a so-called bridge tax. We would call that a bridge too far, as well as a bridge to nowhere.